Hey there, Gemini. Welcome now to Wednesday. Well, sunny with a good chance of rendi for the Geminis. There's a lot of planets kind of all adding up to that. On the one hand, emotionally, your heart is focused on intimacy, boundaries, surrender, the boundary of life and death too. So if someone has recently left the planet, you might be mourning that today. That's a good thing. Let it flow, let it go. Connect emotionally to the other side. But Venus is also ruling the day, so I'm thinking Geminis will want to put the emotional intimacy together with the Venus love and bounce, 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 right? If you do feel that way, realize tonight you're going to be probably a bit spaced out. Remember, Mercury, your ruling planet, is in retrograde, and tonight the emotional focus will move into Aquarius. When the moon's in Aquarius, Geminis kind of space out. They get philosophical. They replay conversations. In fact, if you're having a hard time with a particular honey right now, tonight you're going to probably want to process it a lot. Be sure to process before you communicate it. And remember, Mercury is retrograde. Now, speaking of Mercury and speaking of the Sun, it's all in Libra. And the hot topic for Geminis is your soul expression. And with Mercury retrograde, the universe really wants to get to the down and dirty and expose any parts of your consciousness you normally do not pay attention to. Now, if you're just finding Soul Garden, welcome. A Mercury retrograde affects Geminis in a very unique way. You see, Geminis have two brains, or two awarenesses, or two thinking partners that they work with. Usually one is reserved in the background and one is reserved in the foreground. So one is kind of your outside voice and one is your inner voice. In a retrograde, I find with my clients these voices switch sides. So it's kind of like your inner dialogue is coming out and your outer dialogue is hard to speak up, depending on how you normally live. So right now with the Mercury retrograde, literally you're kind of revealing your inner voice and what your inner child really wants from life. What do you want to do when you grow up? How do you want to express yourself? What kind of art? What kind of romance? What kind of creativity? It's literally the butterflies in our stomach and getting back to the butterflies. And in Chapter 2 of Sun in Libra, this is a time to experiment. Try painting, try singing, try dating that person you've been looking at across the cubicle for a full 10 months. This is the time to try things. You won't get hurt, I promise. Just use your heads, all right? And I think with Venus ruling the day, it's also a great time to heal from a childhood wound. If your inner child is pissed because your parents told you you weren't an artist, you can never be an artist, why don't you go ahead and heal that part of yourself and take that artistry on for yourself? All right, Gemini, that's all I have for the day. I'll see you tomorrow with more. Live, love, be.